What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Scrubs Allowed podcast. Seal, how's it going? It's been a while, buddy.
Yeah, it's been a long while. Not a lot of people know. I've been missing for about 4 weeks now. Um, it's just mental struggle with being a Jaguars fan. I was thankfully found under the sewers, in the sewers underneath Las Vegas the other day. I didn't lose any money betting. I'm smarter than that. I was just figuring out ways to just, try to make my life better. No, I'm kidding. Life sucks as a sports fan. I've tried to stay away from it. Um, the Yankees somehow ended up being able to run away with shit, and we're not watching them right now, which kind of pisses me off. Um, Jaguars suck. Basketball's coming up. Yeah, it's October. It's October 2nd
Yeah,
now, so I have
preseason's
that to
like
look
in
forward
two
to.
weeks.
But
Media
yeah,
day is this week or media week, whatever.
other than sports, my life has been awesome. Everything's been great, but sports suck.
Well, if it's any consolation to you, I'm sure in a week's time I will have been swept by the Padres and I will also be pissed off. So, uh, just a matter of time. But my football team's doing okay. Um, but yeah, other than my sports have actually been relatively good. My outside the sports, it's been stressful, bro. There's
Yeah.
so much shit going down, dude. I was so excited to podcast last week just because one, it had been a while, and two, I've just been so like busy, 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 busy. I was like, I'm not busy. She's gonna be going to her thing. I'm gonna just podcast, chill, drink a beer, be done. I get home, I'm setting up for it. I'm like getting ready to cook. I get a text, come down to the garage right now. The fuck? I go down to the garage, it's just like water, bro. Like fucking
That's crazy.
little waterfall going on. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So luckily we rent, so thank God for that because they gotta fix that shit. And it's in our garage, not in our house. But we had to move everything from our garage up to the thing, so now it's just all over the house, and we're not parking in the garage, obviously. And they said it's gonna take like a month because they're
What?
doing the moisture readings and shit this week, and then as long as there's no growth, they're gonna rebuild the wall and the ceiling and stuff. But yeah, they have to wait for like the test to come back and the
Are they
shit.
docking y'all from having to pay for a garage?
Hell no, because they were like, you can use it while we're doing this. I was like, no, no, we can't. Are you kidding me right now? And they were like, well, you said you can use it. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Whatever, man.
That's crazy.
But yeah,
That
so at
sucks.
any rate, again, thankful that we're renting and not owning. In a couple years, when we have our own house, that's gonna suck if something like that happens. But the same thing, there's not going to be an apartment above our garage whenever we have a house either. So it's probably not going to happen. Um, but yeah, so it's been that, it's been work, it's been wedding shit, it's been trying to get this new side hustle thing going on. Just all kinds of shit happening, and it's too busy. I can't like I sat down to play video games yesterday, and I didn't even have anything I wanted to play. I was like, I'd rather literally just sit here and like listen to music or some shit, just chill. So I threw on baseball and just sat there and listened to Spotify while baseball was on mute because I was not feeling anything. So it's nice to be back in the saddle podcasting again, and it's nice that my sports are doing well. Baseball, the Dodgers have the number one seed, so just like the Yankees, we get to sit here and not watch. But we have had a first round bye now 2 years in a row, and both years we've lost in the NLDS. So I actually did not want to finish with the top seed, aside from
Yeah.
just you always want to be the top seed, right? But I actually wanted to finish second so that we'd have to face that Mets Brewers series winner.
Yeah.
But no, we get to face the Padres, so we're fucked. But you never know. I mean, we still have Otani. Hopefully, he can be better than what Mookie was in the past couple of postseasons and what Freeman was and all that shit. So, but our pitching sucks. So I doubt that we'll make it all the way to the World Series, but if the MLB has anything to do with it, it's going to be a Dodgers Yankees Judge versus Otani. So I imagine we will be getting every call that exists in baseball, which I know baseball is not huge on the calls, but if there's a 3-2 count, it's going to go our way and it's going to go the Yankees' way because that's what they want. So that's kind of cool being in a big market like that. You guys don't get that luxury quite as
Hell no.
much. But that's fun. But speaking of which, congratulations, real short snippet. Congratulations to the MLS Yankees. Inter Miami clinched the Supporter Shield tonight, so they officially have the best record in soccer.
It
So
was
that's to
Side
them.
note, as a betting man, it was so weird to see all these different bets being placed because you can go to the Discover tab on the Hard Rock
Mm.
Bet. No free plugs. Fuck them. They take my money all the time. Um, but then there was a lot of soccer bets, or even like multi-sports bets that were being snuck in with Inter Miami plus 225, and I just couldn't wrap my head around it. But hey,
Hmm.
and
Why
I
were
mean it
they
was
plus two
close.
twenty five?
I don't know. It was
That's
close,
just how
but
soccer works, right? Like usually it's going to be plus on all three options, unless you got a big time
but no,
mismatch.
they were they were the underdogs.
I guess just because they were on the road. I don't know. Like they cruised through this season, so they're gonna win by like 13 points over the next team. So I think it is 13 points. We still
Yeah,
have
when
an
you have two
outside
of your
shot
best
at
players not
first.
having to worry. Sorry.
We still have a half shot at first in the West.
Pretty much.
But the stupid Carson Galaxy are probably going to end with it, but they're losing right now. So hopefully that continues on. But it has been really fun trying to be. I made a joke that obviously you guys heard it, that Miami is MLS Yankees because they sign everybody, but that's what we're doing too. We got Olivier Giroud. We got obviously Hugo Lloris a while back. So it's been fun having all the Europeans. I think Griezmann's coming real soon, so that's really cool. It's just going to be a star-studded French revolution out here in LA versus the South American team of Inter Miami. So that's what it'll be for the next couple of years. That'll be fun.
But real
But
quick with
yeah,
Miami, do you think with Suarez and Messi not doing international games anymore? I mean, Messi hasn't announced it, right? But you got to think
I think he did because, or not officially,
yeah,
but like when they won last,
like
whatever it
Suarez is
was.
officially.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Suarez is officially, but when they won that, whatever it was, not the World Cup, but the other thing that Argentina won, they went nuts for Messi. So like, it seemed like he was done. So
Yeah. So yeah, I agree. He got injured. It was what a high ankle or some shit. And
yeah,
I was like, is that the last we see him? You're like, no, he's still gonna play in the MLS. I'm like, duh, but like, but I mean, with them not playing any internationals and just focused on that, that's gonna suck for next season too. Because while a lot of teams have players going off to do all their international duties, they're going to be sitting there fucking up B and C teams
I know
for
that
at
that
least
is the
5 or
thing.
6 games. It's like,
Um,
well, yeah, the top two players in the MLS are still going to be on the field at the same time against you. Good luck, bud. Oh yeah, you're 21 years old. Have fun.
but see if like Griezmann comes over because Giroud is retired from France, Lloris is retired from France. We could just have the old French national team. We'll bring in Thierry Henry. Who cares? Just bring the old men back. Uh, but one thing I wanna sound like a bad fan for a minute because I don't know Seal's response to this. I know my buddy Jake's response to it. What do you think about Carlos Vela? Did you see he finally signed like a week ago with
About a week
us?
ago.
What do you think about that?
I like it. One more lap around the sun.
I
I'd rather it
fucking
be with
hate
us.
it.
Why?
I would have double middle fingered him and sent him off on his fucking way. He wants to be a diva and be a little bitch, and then when we're actually one of the better teams in the West, he's like, "Oh, you know what? Give me that extra roster spot real quick. Let me go in here and try to get another trophy." He's not helpful. He's not anything. He wanted to go to San Jose and be a little bitch. So whatever, man. Get out of here. We don't care.
He's always been a diva.
Yeah, and I've
But I
never
feel like it
liked him
was
for that.
I feel
But
like it was about getting that little bit of money a little bit more money that he could get for, and he knew somebody would pay him. I'm happy LAFC decided to. But yeah, it sucks that it
it's
was a
so
little
stupid.
sloppy and
I
you
hate
feel the
it.
way you do.
We should
But
keep the
nah.
trophy from him. Like keep whatever ring or whatever. Be like, dude,
No,
you
I'm
get you
happy
get a
with it.
tenth. You get a tenth of a ring because you played a tenth of the game. So get the fuck out of here.
I'm
Like that
excited for
U.S.
it.
Open Cup or whatever we just got. He
Yeah,
shouldn't get to celebrate that. He never played in that.
I
Actually,
agree.
he technically didn't. I don't know how that roster thing works, but I know you have to make the U.S. Open Cup roster spot or roster early in the tournament. So I'm sure everybody
I'd agree with
it's a
him.
part of the organization gets it. But I don't agree because of the holdout. The holdout was super diva like you said, he's been that way his whole life, and it's just now to sign on to us. Now if he goes in there and pulls a bail and wins us the game in the championship, then all right, cool, whatever.
Yeah, now he finally gets the like. I don't know if it was him like wanting to leave and him finally saying "fuck it," they're good enough. Like I don't think there was ever really a doubt in that like they were gonna be good enough for him to be on the team. I think it was more so motherfucker knows he only has so much oil left to be able to go off of, and so much gas left in the tank. So
Then
yeah,
sign on and fake a hamstring injury like Devontae Adams.
no, we all know hamstring is coded for. I just said I wanted to trade. Don't expect me
Yeah,
to get
I know.
injured for your team anymore.
I know.
Like that's all a
Uh,
hamstring is code for. Because like that's like going to a marijuana clinic and saying you have anxiety. How the fuck are you about to prove that? My
exactly.
hamstring. I am an athlete. I have to be able to cut. I have to be able to run. I have to be able to stop. You can't tell a wide receiver they do not have an hamstring injury.
I
Like
know.
that's
All they got to
physically
do is say,
impossible.
it's a little tight when I tried to run that
Hmm.
day. It's like, all right, what are you
Yeah.
gonna do?
What are you gonna
Uh,
do? Take a fucking MRI of my hamstring and prove me wrong of what I feel?
exactly. But yeah, so soccer's going pretty well. Regardless, we're gonna be in the playoffs, but this looks like it might be the first time that if us and Carson meet up in the playoffs, it'll be the first time that we're actually both good. Because by the time we came into the league, they were already kind of sliding. So when we beat them in the postseason, it was like, all right. But now they're the number one seed right now. We were number two coming into like the day's games, but technically right now we're number four. But we had two more games to play, so or one more game to play or some shit. I don't know how these stupid live standings work, but one more game to play than everybody else. So we'll see how it all shakes out. But either way, if we face the Galaxy in like the Western Conference Finals for the chance to go face Miami in the dude, that's gonna be sick.
Are you gonna go?
Hell no. Fuck them, dude. They don't deserve my money anymore, dude. I'll watch that shit on TV. It would
Yeah.
be way too expensive too. Plus it'd be in Carson probably, so I wouldn't want to go to that
Yeah.
anyway. Um, but yeah, so baseball is going pretty well. Soccer's going pretty well. Basketball is just starting up. We got Budenholzer. We got all the fun stuff. I did want to give a shout out because we're obviously going to save football for the longer portion. Real football, not American football or non-American football. But a shout out to Diana Taurasi. She is my goat. She's not going to be the goat forever. There's this girl named Asia Wilson that's popping off, and then of course all the young girls like Caitlin Clark, even Angel Reese, who's not the goat, but Juju, all these girls that are bringing up the sport. They're going to surpass the same way that Diana Taurasi surpassed Candace Parker and all of those guys a long time ago. But for right now, she's my GOAT, and she was on my team, and she played for 20 whatever years, pulled a LeBron. She was 41, I think, and she finally played her last game. They got swept, which really sucks, but that was to be expected. We probably actually didn't even deserve to be in the playoffs, but the WNBA kind of lets everybody in. It's kind of like my rec league. It's weird how that works. But yeah, so shout out to her. Huge career, really awesome. She probably could still play at like a Allen Iverson on the bench level, but she doesn't want to do that. So she's going to go out while she's still starter quality. She's not DT anymore, but she's still starter quality. She's still all right, third or fourth option. And so she's going to go out and have a good time, be 40, go be a fan, go be in all these commercials. Have you seen her in all these commercials? I don't know if you still get
Yes.
commercials, but she is all over those commercials. So shout out to her. That's fun. Shout out to women's basketball. I know that people are talking a lot of shit on it, even though it's getting all the views and stuff. But I watched both of these New York Liberty, Las Vegas Aces games, and that shit's good. Good basketball. When you get the good teams, now if you're watching Chicago face the Aces and they lose by 40 points, that's no fun. But watching the Aces and New York play is really fun. So that's a really exciting one. And then whatever the championship's going to be. it's going to be pretty exciting too. So check it out. It's on Amazon a lot, weirdly. But I've been watching it on Amazon Prime usually, and it's pretty fun. But yeah, shout out to Diana Taurasi, one of the best, my goat for now. I love it.
Yeah, Diana Taurasi was really good. The only thing that pisses me off is she had to be in the Olympics this year. Just had to get one more. Had to be greedy. Had to take somebody
She's
else's
still
spot.
good. She didn't take the spot. She wasn't the worst person.
Oh, it didn't have to be a CC spot. But just I feel like there was more viable people.
She definitely wasn't the worst person.
She damn sure could have went and done that something way more than she did for that 3v3 team than she did for the actual women's basketball team. But yeah, no, shout out to her. I know
what those 3v3 teams are about.
Growing up, her, Sue Bird, all the legends. I feel like this is even quicker than with the men seeing kind of the turn of the generational talent.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's crazy.
She was really what got me into basketball, because back in the into women's basketball, because like back in the like Cheryl Swoops and all the like super old people, even before Candace Parker, like I don't know any of that. I didn't watch any of that. But when Candace Parker was in the NBA and Diana Taurasi was at UConn, that's when I like started watching it.
Same.
And
I think Candace Parker, Tennessee, I started watching.
I remember, I don't think I ever watched Candace Parker at Tennessee, but I remember like her draft picture. I remember her like winning Rookie of the Year and MVP in the same year. Like I remember that she was awesome, and I was like, oh, that's legit. And then like I saw Diana Taurasi, and I was like, that's my girl. Let's do this. So it worked out that she went to Phoenix and all that. But yeah, it was cool. But
how long until she becomes a coach? 2 or 3 years?
Well, she'll be an assistant coach immediately. She'll do the Tim Duncan sit on the last row of the bench and not actually help in any way. She'll do that immediately. And then, yeah, as soon as she wants to be. Maybe she'll go be on Gino Auriemma's staff at UConn for a couple of years.
Ooh.
That'd be dope.
Take over for Gino when he's done.
Dude, that'd be sick. That'd be cool.
That'd be crazier looking like a stud in them suits. Shouldn't have said that. But she would definitely be the Carmelo overgrown suit type.
Yeah, she oversizes everything, dude.
I could see it. I can already see it.
Yeah, me too.
Cussing out reps.
Dude, that'd be cool. I'm down for that.
Still up, ready to fucking hop on the court. No hair down around here.
Yeah, so that's going well. Like we said in the real opening, early basketball's happening, the media day. Jimmy Butler came in serious. He didn't have some stupid ass haircut.
And so that Tyler Hero coming in bald, saying it's all about ball this season.
Tyler Hero's corny as fuck.
Y'all still about to get waxed.
But there is one quick thing to talk about, and that is Karl Anthony Towns got traded to the Knicks, or is in the process of getting traded to the Knicks. Whatever.
Oh no, it's finalized.
Oh, okay, he's there now.
Yeah, I guess Charlotte got a second round pick or sent something to make it official.
Cool. So yeah, so he's going to the Knicks. DiVincenzo and Julius Randle are coming to Minnesota. And when I initially saw that, I texted Eddie and I said, honestly, I think this is a good trade for both teams. I think both teams are going to be happy. This is what both teams do. Julius Randle is typically more of a passing and rebounding kind of guy, whereas Cat wants the ball. He wants to score, which is what Jalen needs as a number 2. And then I turned on the media, and everybody hates it. Fucking everybody hates the freaking trade. And I'm like, did I miss something here? So I went back and I sat and I looked at it, and I'm like, no, I don't think so. I'm still going to plant my flag on the fact I think both teams are happy. I think both teams got exactly what they needed. Ant gets a chance to really shine. Randall's not going to clog up Gobert near as much as Cat did, which is weird because Cat's the stretch 4, but I still feel like he clogged up Gobert a little more than Randall's going to. And then in New York, I mean, that's what they need. If they get Mitchell Robinson in there, he can still be the defensive center. But otherwise, Cat can just kind of stand in the corner and shoot when Jalen Brunson has to pass it. So I like it for both teams. What do you think? We actually haven't talked about this at all.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the Knicks are going to end up benefiting from it more, just because, like, as Dante came out, and I respect him coming out and saying he wasn't really comfortable, like, with what his role was going to be. Like it's not like it was going to affect too much in the big games at the end of the season and playoff time, like he probably would want to. Damn sure going to affect a lot more with Cat there, especially in those games where, let's say, Julius and or Mitchell isn't available. Cat usually has been able to get injured at the beginning of the season and find his way
True.
back into form in the playoffs. So I think they'll be able to benefit more from that. And yeah, the Timberwolves don't really lose anything. I think it was more of a shock to the locker room because they obviously would rather ride with him over Rudy, in my opinion, that team. But now Rudy gets to go back out there and just be a dog and take over the paint again and do like he used to do in Utah. And I think that's going to help him a lot more in an offseason able to get back and healthy. It could benefit him, and we could see him not crying all the time and really flourishing on that team. Like I could really see that being able to happen. And I mean, DiVincenzo, like yeah, that's going to add a score, but also at the same time, I don't see how much of a role he's going to be playing on that team either.
Yeah,
Like
that's
maybe
true.
his minutes went from 15 to 18 to 22 to 25, but he's not going to be one of their more dynamic guys. I don't even see him really being the sixth man.
Who's their sixth man right now?
When healthy,
Naz Reid, I
uh,
guess, was their sixth
yeah,
man.
Naz Reid, Vanderbilt. Well, Vanderbilt would be starting when healthy. We saw that in the
No,
playoffs.
McDaniels will still be starting, right? Oh,
You
you
think
mean
so?
Down? I don't know. It
But they
helps.
have
I mean,
enough
yeah,
rotational. They have
yeah,
enough rotational wings. He's not like Ant's going to be playing 40 minutes.
right.
Maybe he'll get
He
in there and handle the ball a little bit.
he could come into the Dort spot. I mean, he doesn't play defense like that,
They
but
need to get a young point guard.
yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true. But anyways, basketball is just getting started. But
I mean,
I did want to ask you a quick question on that. So we got our quick reactions, but the betting favorites for the West and the East are Oklahoma City and Boston again. Did this trade move the needle for either of those teams to be a little nervous of either Minnesota or New York?
no.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I don't think so either. So,
Have you seen the videos of Hartenstein?
mm-mm.
Bro, this dude's about to go off. What pisses me off, because we had him for
Yeah.
like $300,000 a year. Could have re-signed him for like $800,000 a year. We're like, no, no, thank you. Yeah, we could have been the team
Yeah,
to.
he's gonna go off. It's gonna be nice.
Yeah, he's about to fucking snap. That team is going to be bonkers to watch. I
The
might have
only
to go watch a
team
Miami OKC game.
we're gonna have to do like a more of a deep dive in basketball whenever it actually happens because we do have a lot of football since we missed the first 4 weeks. But I'm excited to see what Memphis has to say about the matter. But that's the only team I think could even potentially run with OKC. But it has to all go right. It's been 3 years since we've seen Memphis do anything right. So, or 2.5 years really. So we'll see. But that's the team I'm curious about, and obviously I want Phoenix to do awesome. So let's shift gears to the NFL now. We've missed 4 weeks. A lot has happened. Not quite so much by your team, but let's start with a positive for Seals team because we're positive on No Scrubs Allowed because no scrubs are allowed. Brian Thomas Jr. is that his name? Is
Yes.
fucking awesome. How you feel about him and like the fact that you guys are going to be behind every single game, you'll get to at least use him too. So, how do you feel about having him on your roster?
Oh, I absolutely love it. He's phenomenal. I remember just watching him in LSU and seeing like he was great. They always talked about Malik and how good he was, but this dude is a stud. He just routes people. He's not, we've already seen, he's not like that insanely dynamic catcher. He's not the one that's going to go up. Great. He's not a Malik Neighbors with
Right.
catching the
Exactly.
ball, but he is Malik Neighbors with a routing. Like he is always open. I think he's like first or second or third, or he's way up there in the league with getting separation on his routes on a team who can't get any fucking separation. He constantly finds himself open. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. It kind of sucked with the new jerseys coming out, the throwbacks, because I didn't
Mm.
really give a rat's ass about getting anybody on the team. It would have been cool to get Josh Hines Allen, but I honestly want to get a custom, just to get a Seal jersey in that one because it's one I know I'll have forever.
Right.
And but who knows? Maybe I'll get him. But I know as an organization, we'll fell him
You'll get rid
as
of
we
him.
have
Yeah,
Trevor. Yeah.
exactly.
But no, I'm really excited about him. And it makes me like, what was it, a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years, fire Trent Baalke. Couldn't stand him, but the dude's hitting. When it's
Yeah,
not a lineman, the dude's hitting. Obviously, we've come to find out later on after it happened, Aiden wouldn't have signed with
right.
Jacksonville. He wanted to be in Detroit. He wanted to be at hometown, home state, whatever the fuck it is. Like he did not want to be a part of Jacksonville. So we were pretty much forced our hand on getting Trayvon. And so that's the only to me was Trayvon over Aiden that he's made. But he's been hitting in the draft for the most part. Fucking what's this dude's name? Shit, our cornerback. He has a nickname. I can't think. Oh, Buster Brown.
Hmm.
He's killing it. Like all our young dudes. Andre Cisco, great starting safety in this league. So I don't understand what's going on with the actual team. A lot of people say coaching, but this coaching staff won a fucking Super Bowl. Like I don't understand it. I don't get what's going on. It
Trevor
sucks to
is
watch.
the problem. I mean,
I've said
and
that a
and it
thousand
could be
times.
it could be coaching over Trevor. It could be 50-50. We don't really know. But what I do know is he does not run like he used to, like he was supposed to do. He doesn't have that like calming presence to even just get out of the pocket like old Aaron Rodgers style. Not even run. Like running doesn't have to be his thing, but he doesn't extend the play like Mahomes does
There's
or like
zero
old Aaron Rodgers.
Clemson-esque Trevor Lawrence.
There's what?
There's zero Clemson-esque. There's
Yeah.
no Trevor
And I don't
Lawrence-esque
know if
from
that's
Clemson.
something
It's
he has actively decided to do or if the coaches have coached that out of him, but he needs to go back to that
yeah.
and get that going. Um, I don't know
But he
why.
better not do.
That's not
He
the
better not
case.
go on a 4th-and-1 draw and not get to the end zone and find himself fucking hurt and have Mac Jones go in there and run a 4th and 3 from the fucking 3-yard line and fucking run that bitch in, do his fucking little gritty and go out there and put up 30 against the fucking Colts or
Well, that
somebody.
QB draw was a bad play call. It was stupid.
Stupid.
It was really stupid. So coaching is definitely part of why you guys are doing so poorly. But the other half is that Trevor is not very good, and your
And
defense is just letting in
we're
points.
injured. We're in
Yeah,
like
but
everybody's just throwing to one person, one side of the field. We're just injured. Ah,
yeah.
fuck. He's somebody who's been around. Ronald Darby is the
Mm,
one getting picked on the last couple games.
damn. Yeah.
Yeah,
It-
just
It's a,
getting fucking picked on.
it's a tough year for you guys, but we've made the joke tank for Travis. Do you think if you guys did, since you gave Trevor this sort of a
It's
contract
not too
already,
late.
that
It's not too late. Real quick, I don't know what your question is, but it's not too late to start talk. It's not. It's too early to talk about tank for Travis. In my personal opinion, I was quoted before this season saying, well, not on this show, to my buddy, but there's a text receipt, so I was quoted that this is the best Jaguars team I've seen put on paper. We have a 2017 style defense that can get the rock, and we have an offense and a quarterback better. But as you can see, I'm wearing this because there's only one fucking person that can come and save this goddamn team. No, I'm
well, I
kidding.
think to say it's
But
not
it's
too
too
late,
early.
like sure, you guys could win the division, right? But you're not a Super Bowl caliber team at this present moment. Regardless of the record, I don't care about the record. Watching the play on the field, you're not a Super Bowl caliber team, and now you're one leg behind in the division, right? Because you've lost to Houston. So, like, you have to overcome a lot just to even get there. And I know the AFC is real topsy turvy right now. The Bills are going to be fine. Everybody, don't worry about it. The Ravens are going to be fine. Everybody that saw their 0-2, don't worry about it. The Chiefs are fucking doing the Chiefs things. Um, but your
Fuck the
division
Chiefs.
is there. But I don't know how you beat one of those three teams in the playoffs. Truly, I don't.
I mean, we still have the pieces. If we can get the pieces back sooner than later, if we're 2-4, we can get to 3-4. If we're 3-4, we can get to 4-4. So we got to go out and beat Indy, and I think after Indy, it brings us to a. No, we're not at a bye after that. I think our bye is like week 8 or 9.
You have a London game in 2 weeks, I think. 2 or 3 weeks.
So then I guess, yeah. So I guess we do have a bye after this. Let me actually look and see what the fuck I'm talking about.
No, you don't have London this weekend. I
Oh
think you
no!
have
Oh
London-
yeah. So we should be. All right. Yeah, I was right. My brain was right. So we should Colts. We should beat Bears. We should beat. If we can get to 2-4, we should beat the Patriots, which should get us to 3-4. If we can get that, we should. Which wait, Patriots is a fucking yeah. Bears and Patriots are London games, so we should come back from that 3-4. Then we play the Packers. We all know the Packers are really good, but Jaguars beat good teams for some stupid fucking reason. We can find ourselves 4-4. And then when that happens, it's going to be an uphill battle. But we do have 5 of our divisional matchups at the end of the season. 4 of the 5. With the Colts coming up next.
Well, we have to win on Thursday. I think it's so weird because Thursday night sucks. But
our schedule is pretty favorable. Like the teams that are good are iffy. Packers good but iffy. Eagles good but iffy. Vikings good but iffy. Lions damn good.
are the Vikings iffy though? For real? Or are you just thinking that Cinderella's slipper is going to fall off at some point?
Yeah. I just think they're iffy. Nobody had tape on Sam Darnold in that offense. They were able to get tape. People are going to be able to plan and make adjustments. It happens.
It already didn't look as good this past weekend.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, it cannot be iffy, but I feel like iffy. Lions probably the best team that we're going to face the rest of the season, in my opinion. Sorry, Eagles. That offense is just stagnant as fuck. I feel your pain. I feel your fucking pain. But that's the best team. The Raiders, Jets. I'm not worried about that. After that, it's all divisional opponents. So yeah,
we're lucky that we get the best teams at home. We get Baltimore at home. We get 49ers at home. We do have to go to Dallas, which is going to suck. But I think we actually, honestly, it's still early. It's a quarter of the way through the season. Like nobody's overreacting. I know we're 3-1 to a relatively easy schedule. But I can see us not being that like joke of the number 4 seed that's only there because they won their division. I think we can be up in the 2 and 3 zone because of just what's happened. Like the NFC East team might be the 4th seed, and so that's really exciting because the last 4, 5, 6 years, whoever has won the NFC South has been the 4 seed, just hosting because they won. So I think that tide is turning. The Saints are going to fall apart. Like it's already started. The Saints are not going to be able to repeat what they've been doing, which is what you're also saying about the Vikings, which is probably true. So like that's going to eventually fall off. The Falcons, they haven't hit it yet. And that's why I said we got to win on Thursday.
Defense.
Because
that defense.
They haven't figured it out. I don't know if they're ever going to figure it out, but they haven't yet. And if we lose to them this game, it might help them start rolling, and then we'll lose them again in like 3 weeks. So we got to win. We got to just put our foot on their neck. And is that allowed to say anymore? Is that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Can you still put?
Just don't put baby oil on their neck.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put them out of their misery early. Get 2 games up on them, and let them think maybe next year. We're just grooming for Michael Penix right now. So we have to win on Thursday. It's weird to call a 3-1 team a must win, but it's a must win. I'm calling it right now. So.
I'm calling it right now, even though we are the only team without the win in the NFL right now, which is crazy to fucking think about. We will not have a top 5 draft pick this season. Calling it now.
So let's see who's worse. Like, let me just name. So New England's worse than you guys. Carolina's still worse than you guys. I don't care what all this new who the red rifle. Yeah, Andy Dalton's out there doing. Who else? The Giants are worse than you guys.
Giants are worse than us. I think the Titans are worse than us.
Maybe. I mean, if Levis keeps getting to be the starter, Rudolph looked okay. He looked fine.
Yeah.
Against Miami.
I think the Raiders are worse than us.
They will be. Yeah, we'll talk about the Raiders in a minute, but they're about to go maybe one more win the rest of the season because the team's going to give up. The team's over it. So.
It sucks for Antonio Pierce.
So they'll be worse than you guys. The Browns might be worse than you guys.
No, they already beat us.
I know, but they have a good defense. But other than
Oh yeah,
that,
they might have a worse draft pick.
they're not that
The
great.
Bears. I already said the Bears. Yeah, so not too many teams worse than us. The Dolphins are probably
Yeah, unless Tua
records
comes
wise going to
back,
be worse than us. He better not. His family better not let him.
we'll see, man. But what
But even
happened to
then,
his jujitsu where he learned how to fall that he did last year?
because he didn't fall, he fucking ran head
He
first
tried to that
into a
jujitsu. It
dead
was getting
man's
him too
chest.
confident. It was getting him too
You
confident.
never run head first into a dead man's chest. That's a new saying.
Well, Derrick Henry runs headfirst into people, and it doesn't seem to bother him.
He's also got a big head and a lot of dreads to get the compact,
Mm,
compact the. All right,
that's
let's
the
see.
secret. Tua needs to grow his hair out.
Patriots, Dolphins, Bengals could end up with a worse record than us.
Nah, that won't happen.
Titans, I believe so. Raiders, Giants, Bears, Panthers, Rams, Cardinals.
No, they're both better than you. They might end up with a lower record, but they're both
Lower
better than
record
you.
wise, I think they'll end up with lower records. Yeah, we'll end up with like the 10th pick, 11th pick.
10th pick. No way. No way.
If
You
we
and
end up,
Eddie, you with the Jaguars and Eddie with UCF, you guys just believe so much.
hey, if we win the division, we're not gonna fucking pick till the 17th pick.
That's true. You guys could win the division, but it would be a gross like 8 and 9 kind of division win.
Which is not a top 5 pick.
I don't think you're gonna do that though. You have to beat Houston when you play them again, right? Is that at the end of the season?
Uh,
Because we get our Falcons games over by like week 7.
I hate how they did the divisional shit this year. It's so stupid. They fucked everybody. No, ours is week 13, December 1st. So 2 months from now.
So if you lose that, they might know with 5 weeks left in the season.
Well, our last 2 games of the season is Titans and Colts. So we just have to make those Texans our only 2 losses and hope they lose 3. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to work.
It's going to be tough. So let's talk about some positive things again now. Let's stay on the positive.
Last week, but us.
There are the Galaxy are winning now. There are a couple of 4-0 teams left. So let's talk about them a little bit. So let's start with the defending Super Bowl champs, who definitely should not be 4-0. The Kansas City Chiefs. They continue to get it done, but they lost Rashee Rice. Can Mahomes just continue to do this, or is Rashee Rice going to be too big of a thing?
No, I don't think it is at all. Just slide in Xavier Worthy and plug and play.
Well, Xavier Worthy plays differently than Rice does. Like, he just runs go route. He's the Tyreek Hill. Although Tyreek Hill in Miami is doing what Rashee Rice did. So I guess there's a shot. But
I think it can happen. I think you'll be able to plug and play and just scheme it up and a lot more plays for him. And I mean, all of their receivers we've seen in Buffalo that they can. If you have a quarterback that can spread the ball around and you don't even really have to have playmakers, just be able to have a good coaching, which both teams do. And I think they're going to be fine. They said the last 2 years after Tyreek left that they wouldn't be able to do anything, and all they've done is won 2 Super Bowls.
Well, I mean, who's the next best team in their division, right? It's the Chargers, and they have a hurt quarterback once again. So, what are you going to do? They're still going to win their division. They're still going to be a top 1 or 2 seed in the AFC, because nobody's battling them right now. I mean, the AFC fell off so hard. Like, the Texans are 3-1, but they don't look all that hot. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 3-1, and they're the Steelers. Come on. The Bills are still 3-1, but they showed a chink in the armor a little bit, and like nobody's up here battling Kansas City, so they should be able to coast. Really, I don't know what their schedule looks like, but they should be able to coast pretty easily.
Yeah, no, I think they're going to be fine, which sucks. but yeah,
Dude,
man,
the Texans are 3-1 with a minus 15-point differential.
that's wild.
That's crazy.
So they got their asses smacked
I
in there.
guess so. I don't remember who they played, but yeah, that's nuts. All right, and then the
They
other,
beat us by what, 3?
yeah, their wins are just super close, I guess. The other 4-0 team is the team that you called frauds. You didn't say that in those exact words, but they have a plus 57-point differential. They're 4-0. They're the Minnesota Vikings. What don't you like about this? Just that it's Darnold, and eventually the film's going to come out, and it's going to be they're going to be able to be beat.
That just I don't know. I just don't believe there's nothing about that team that wows me.
Justin Jefferson doesn't wow you. These touchdowns he's been having has been sick, dude.
I mean, yeah. It's a 22-person game. Well, got to count the punters, 24. Punter and kicker. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know, honestly. I mean, they have a great defense. They have a great secondary. There's just, I don't know. I don't know if it can last. I don't know.
Well, they were good with Kirk Cousins, right? Like they were a top team with Kirk Cousins. Is Darnold that much worse than Cousins?
No.
So why can't they be good again?
I don't. It's just there's something in my I just feel it in my nads. What is the? I feel it in my plums.
In your loins?
In my plums. I think that's
Plums?
a Eastbound and Down.
Oh, I've never watched that, so I don't know. Maybe.
You have not watched that?
No, isn't that the Ricky Powers thing?
Yes, bro.
What's it on? Amazon?
No, I think it's Max maybe now.
Well, that's why I
I
don't
don't
watch
know.
it.
It's bounced around a lot.
I don't watch TV, dude. I don't really watch much at all. I watch sports.
You should
but,
watch
like,
that.
I don't watch.
I think you would like it.
Yeah, I don't watch TV show stuff.
Somebody that would want to sit down and watch Monty Python.
I saved that
feel
old
like this-
Dad's movie with Bill Burr in it to my Netflix, but I haven't watched it yet. Have you watched that yet?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, I added it to my list, but Courtney wouldn't like it, so I don't know when
Is
I'm
it
gonna
new?
watch it. Yeah, I mean it's not a new movie, but it's new to Netflix.
Oh.
So,
But yeah, no, I feel like you would like it. But no, I don't know. I just don't see. Yeah, I don't see that offense be sustainable. I don't know.
we'll
I
see.
feel like
I mean,
they're
it's too
on the
early
same
for
line as
anything.
the Saints. They just haven't been caught yet.
Yeah, the Saints are gonna finish. I was going to say below 500, but that was the expectation for everybody in our division. So they're going to finish pretty low. I'm not worried about the Saints. I'm not really worried about the Falcons either, honestly. But I'm more happy with the way that we've been playing than I am worried about anybody else in our division. I thought we would be notably worse. I've been quoted many times on the podcast and via text that I don't like Todd Bowles. So I've been low on the Buccaneers for a while. So I'm very happy with the way that we've been playing. Baker Mayfield is putting it down right now with a healthy Chris Godwin. That's not fair, honestly. People forced Chris Godwin to bet on himself and prove that he could do it. And so we got a nice little discount guy for a year. So that's super exciting.
And that little tight end, what's his name? Cade.
Cade Otton.
Yeah.
He's okay.
I like me some Cade Otton.
The tight end position has sucked this year, so in that regard, he's awesome. Mark Andrews, some idiot bet on him. I don't know why, but he hasn't done shit. He might be the best right tackle in the league, is all he's doing.
Bro, don't get me started.
But you didn't put him on your fantasy team, did you?
Oh yeah, he was one of my draft picks.
I have Turd
It's
Ferguson.
okay. I was able to get Turd Ferguson. I was able to get Brock Bowers too. I was able to get him.
Nice. Ferguson's done me okay. I mean, he was injured for a game.
I got Brock Bowers 114th, and I got Mark Andrews 47th.
Jeez. Yeah, I got Ferguson. My team sucks though, dude. I'm 1-3, and like my team on paper looks good, and they just cannot put it together for a fucking week. I have Josh Allen, I have Justin Jefferson, I have Jahmyr Gibbs, I have James Conner, I have Brian Robinson Jr. I have these good players, and they just one shits the bed every week. One just
My
decides not to
thing
play
is,
well.
I banked on Najee, DeAndre Swift, and Travis Etienne to be my only 3 running backs.
My running back core is good. I have, like I said, I have Gibbs, Connor, Robinson, and Pollard. So like I've been using running backs in the flex the whole time because my second wide receiver is ass. Because I got Tank Dell as my second wide receiver,
Oh
forgetting that
shit!
they signed Diggs, and then he got injured anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So I did get Jawan Jennings and got to use his 40-point week. So that's the one win I got was the Jawan
See,
Jennings 40-point week. But
my
everything else I
receivers are
lost.
fire. I got Justin Jefferson, Mike Evans, Brian Thomas Jr., T. Higgins, Devontae Smith, and Rashid Shaheed.
I just tried to trade Marco for Brian Thomas Jr. I'm hoping he doesn't. We'll see.
Nice.
I don't think he needs anything though. I think he's pretty solid. I think he needs a quarterback, but which I could trade. I have Josh Allen and Jaden Daniels, and am just like racking my brain every single Sunday who to start, and I always pick the wrong one. So there's that. But
Should have joined one of
Jaden
them 2
Daniels. So
quarterback
let's talk a little
leagues.
bit about him. It's going to be the second straight year. This is not a knock on Caleb Williams, by the way. I think Caleb Williams is fine, but their line sucks. This is going to be the second straight year that the number 2 pick wins the Offensive Rookie of the Year and actually looks like a real dog, a real dude. Do you think that drafting is just too hard at this point? Like, why is it that like the first team seems to quote unquote get it wrong? Again, I don't think they got it wrong with Caleb Williams, but why does it seem like the first draft pick just doesn't get it right now?
Yeah, I think that's what's too hard to have the first overall pick. I think it's obviously you see in Kansas City drafting works out when there's no pressure.
Mm.
It works out for a lot of those teams. Besides, I guess you would say a Green Bay Packers team who always just drafts linemen in the first round. And I mean, I guess it works out. They always have one of the better lines in the league.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no pressure whenever you're drafting later on. But yeah, those first, I'd say 5 picks, like looking back now, those first 5 picks and what was it, 2017, 2018, whenever it was the Daniel Jones, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, that was it's pretty bad. It's really hard because most of the time when you're in those positions, you suck as a team.
Yeah.
Fortunately for Washington, they have a great defense. They just have no offense. They haven't been able to figure it out. And thankfully for Scary Terry, it seems like it's starting to get figured out a little bit. And it helps when you have a quarterback who can make plays and shit. And
I think
but
it
yeah,
helps that he's like 22 also, honestly.
yeah.
Like he's
I
ready
mean,
to
I
go.
mean, I mean, Washington got lucky because either way they were picking one of the two.
Right.
Like they're whichever one you don't pick. So yeah, the first pick, and that's what's always going to be said. Oh, you fucked up the first. You had the pick of the whole litter, and you fucked it up. Like, well, hype perceives talent every day. We
Yeah.
find out in this league, and if you can have the hype, Marvin Jones Jr. That's why everybody's so up on him. He has the hype, and he's somebody who's going to be able to prove it. And unfortunately, he wasn't a quarterback. Why the Bears didn't just take him and say, listen, bud,
Marvin
by the time you get
Harrison
out
Jr.,
of
you mean?
this, yeah,
You
by the
said
time you
Marvin
get out of your
Jones.
fucking, oh, my bad, Marvin Harrison Jr., by the time you get out of your rookie contract, you're going to be making a lot of money, and we're going to have a quarterback that's going to be throwing you the ball that's really fucking good by that time. So just bear with us, and then just, even if it's an 8th pick, and you get somebody else instead of Ndunze or whenever it was the 6th pick. But you know, no, got to get a quarterback because he's the best quarterback prospect in a long time, and blah 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 blah.
I
Fuck
don't
you
know if I
looking at the
believe that,
Jaguars,
but
and
I believe
I
he's
mean
going to be
that's the
good.
hype.
I don't have any problem with Caleb Williams,
Yeah,
but
on the next team, like every other fucking player that's left at their drafted team.
well, what the Bears need to do right away is sign some fucking linemen.
Yeah,
Like, I don't care what it is. I don't care if they have the first pick again. Draft a lineman or trade the pick, probably, if so you can get a lineman. Trade Keenan Allen for a fucking lineman. He's 40. Somebody will take him. Keep Rome Odunze. Keep DeAndre
I
Swift,
mean,
I
is it
guess.
about time to just realize it's hard to find a solid O-line in this league? Like
I
it's
don't,
hard to get 5 people
but
that
I don't know that it
how
is,
many good
right?
lines are
Because
there in this league? There's probably 5 solid offensive lines in this league, and
sure,
there's 32 teams.
but what I'm saying is the teams that are the good lines are always the team that are the good lines, right? Like you said, the Packers typically have a good line. The Cowboys typically have a good line. Like, so it can't be that hard if they continue to
Cowboys are
do
playing like fucking crazy. I don't know. That line sucks right now because
well because they're
they
injured
fucking
and they
they're
have
playing
the
fucking it's starting to
rookies in
backfire.
there.
Yeah, they're playing starting to backfire. And these rookies are going to be playing next year or the year after. And
Right,
look
but
what they have.
if there was
They're
no
playing about
injuries,
to
they would be able
backfire.
to train them. I don't know if it's that hard to find a line. I think teams make it hard because skill positions are the money positions. It's where you go. I guess left tackle's a big money position, but the skill positions are typically the big money positions. So I don't know. I think teams just screw it up. You got to build from the inside out, man, and you'll be good for a long
Yeah.
Let us be GMs. We'll see what we can do.
Bro. We might have a fucking quarterback that sucks ass, but we're gonna be able to run the rock and they ain't gonna be able to throw the ball. That's for
I
damn
just
sure.
run Wildcat the whole fucking time. Shit. Until we went to Placa High, dude. Our quarterback could throw it like 3 yards. You just run every time.
I don't know, what was that motherfucker's name?
Which one?
Ended up going to Louisville for receiver until he got pulled over smoking
Pat?
weed.
That was Pat, right? Or no, Josh Miller.
Yeah, Josh Miller.
He
Oh,
was
stupid ass
okay,
them. But he could throw the ball fucking like 75 yards down the
but he
field.
still ran because it was him and Tyshawn and JR and like they just ran the whole time.
Yeah.
And
He
then
brought
when I
JR.
was a freshman, it was Patrick, and then Kedrick, Cedric, and all those guys. All they did was run all the time.
Run the ball, yeah.
Pat
Well, that's
could throw
mostly
too, but he didn't need to.
yeah.
So
It's mostly high school football, I guess.
yeah,
But yeah,
that's
I don't know. I mean, if I was the Jaguars right now with the playmakers like Christian Kirk can run with the ball in his hands. Brian Thompson can run. We don't know too much about running with the ball in his hands. He hasn't been able to do it yet. Seems like he gets those big plays, gets out of bounds or something. Not a lot of craziness. Um, Travis Etienne's a stud. Tank Bigsby showed that he can be really good with the ball in his hands. He's been returning kicks, even though he fumbles half of them. But yeah, I wouldn't mind saying Trevor sit this one out. We're playing the Colts, who pretty much plays in the Wildcat already themselves.
right. Exactly.
Let's go. Let's go see what we can do. And honestly, I wouldn't mind Mac Jones going out there and doing some kind of Wildcat shit. He would love
Who's
that, I
your
think.
emergency QB? Like how Amon Ra is the Lions emergency QB. Do you guys have
No
some
idea.
stud athlete that's just like I played quarterback in high school and then I got converted to running back or wide receiver or
I doubt
whatever?
it. Is that a thing that's like listed?
Yeah, I usually because Amon Ra is their emergency QB.
Jacksonville Jaguars emergency quarterback. I don't know that that's a thing.
Dude, I'm telling you it is.
That's listed.
Ours is Michael Pratt.
Oh,
Oh no, that's just practice squad people. That's not.
so this is August 30th, 2024 on Jaguars.com. Um, Logan Cook.
I think that's a practice squad thing. I don't think that's the same thing that I'm thinking of. Whatever.
Yeah. Looks like Logan Cook would be the emergency quarterback.
Yeah, I think that's a rule apparently you can do
Yeah,
with.
and therefore be eligible to be the third quarterback on game days. Cook, as the current emergency quarterback, gets little to any practice time.
Yeah, even though he's technically not even on their roster.
Oh, so wait. I guess we acquire a third quarterback and on the practice squad?
Yeah,
Because if
so
there's a
it's
quarterback, be the third quarterback on game days.
but he doesn't like he's not on the roster. It's just he has to like the two quarterbacks have to get hurt or something.
Yeah, but he like
I don't know.
stresses during game day.
Right. But he can't like just be subbed in. It has to be medical shit. You
Hmm.
can't just be sucky and get pulled for him. But anyways, I thought that was a thing because Amon Ross said it in the post game presser, so I thought it was a thing. I didn't do my research.
Oh yeah. No fucking way.
What?
I knew this. JRP, baby.
Oh yeah. I thought he was on the
Conreese
Steelers.
Plumlee.
Is he on your team?
No, they released him and we snagged him to this practice squad.
Oh, true. Yeah, so put him in there, dude.
Wildcat, baby.
Just run a little wildcat with
Yo.
Plumlee.
If he threw the ball though, it takes me 3 hours to get there. So he better do it in the second half. So actually he better do it in the fourth quarter so I can't get there by the time he leaves the stadium. Because I will
Right.
fucking shoot him. This is for entertainment purposes only. I would shoot him with an airsoft gun full of love in his throwing arm and hope it hits his funny bone so he could laugh about it with me of how much of a joke he is as a thrower.
Yeah.
Did that make it nice and ethical?
Speaking of who's a joke as a thrower, KJ Jefferson. Let's move to UCF for 1 second. This dude is so bad, and I jumped off the Gus bus before this Colorado game, so I am not a hypocrite when I'm saying this. But I've been off the Gus bus. I don't think that Gus Malzahn has moved with. Actually, I don't even think he's that good of a football coach, to be fair. He won a national championship as an OC with Cam Newton. That's easy to do, right? Whatever. His next best, so his best result as a head coach, do you know what it is?
What?
His very first year at Auburn as a head coach. He's gotten worse every single year that he's been a head coach. His best points output, his best finish. They won a bowl game, like a New Year's Six bowl game his first year. And that was the best one that he had. And he just he lost to UCF, and then he just went downhill from there. Now he's at UCF.
No way.
Continuing to be downhill. So it's really frustrating. I don't think he's that good of a coach. He brought in KJ. So anybody that thinks that KJ is the reason we suck, that's because of Gus Malzahn. He pulled him in. We could have had Mikey Keene, who not this last weekend withstanding, but he has Fresno State looking pretty good. We could have had Tommy Castellanos. Not could have had. We had these guys. Castellanos is making Boston College look pretty good. We could have had a dude that just dipped out on UNLV, which I guess we could talk about that if you want to. But that Sluka guy, we were chasing Sluka in the portal and went with KJ instead. So we could have had Sluka, or whatever. That is his name, right? Sluka.
Yeah, but he's like a running quarterback too.
Yeah, I know. No, I don't like him anyway. We could talk about him in a second. But like, we could have had good people, and yet we brought in KJ, who can't do shit. And I just hate it. I hope we beat the Gators this weekend because I am an alumni there, and even though I'm a Gator fan, the people that took my money come first. So I hope we win. But actually, I guess Florida has a lot of my money too in memorabilia. But yeah, like I hope we win. I hope we win out. I hope we make it to the playoffs still somehow. But we're not that good of a team, and we got lucky against TCU and came back, and it masked it for a week. But then the bright lights were on against Coach Prime, and we got eaten up. It was so terrible.
That was crazy.
We did pressure Shador, which is what I said we would be able to do, but it didn't matter. I mean, our offense couldn't do a damn thing. Our defense couldn't do a damn thing. Nobody could do anything. So it was really sad. But hopefully we bounce back. But we are the easiest team on the Gators schedule, so I don't know. And that's not a knock on UCF. That was not me being a UCF hater. We are the easiest team on the Gators schedule. So I know that they're going to be hungry, and it's in the swamp.
Yeah.
And they don't want to let these kids that are new kids on the block thinking they're best team in Florida and all this shit coming into the swamp. The Gators aren't going to have that, I don't think. But
yeah, no, if I do a parlay, if I end up doing a parlay for college football, I'm gonna have to do two of them. and at each team because honestly, for me, it's a toss up. Like I don't know what to expect from either team going out there. I don't know if Lagwell is going to come out or Lagley, whatever his name is, going to come out and do his thing. I don't know if Mertz is going to come out and do his thing again. I'm not sure what's going to happen on that end, and I'm not sure if the UCF Knights are just going to come out and be a team that just tries to run it down the Gators' throat.
Well, that's definitely
and
what
don't
they're going to be because that's all they can do.
But there's still plenty of opportunities that they'll give the Gators to give them turnovers if they keep playing the way they have this season. And if they just say, fuck that, and run the ball for 400 and 500 yards like we saw with our 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 eyes between the two of us.
I think I was wearing contacts.
Then
it still counts.
Oh yeah, I think you were. Then oh shit, was I too? I think I might have been too. Anyways, but either way, then that could easily be a fucking route at the hands of UCF to the Gators. So I don't know which way to call it, honestly. My heart says Gators, my heart says UCF. My brain doesn't know what to think about it.
I think I just, if it's only about energy and no talent whatsoever, I think the Gators are going to win. They're just not going to let a team come into the swamp from Florida and do that to them. Now Miami just did, so clearly it's not a catch-all. But
we also said we would die before we ever saw Kentucky win in Gainesville.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's happened.
Everybody in the SEC is pretty good now. But
Mississippi State.
Yeah, you gotta accept them. I don't know. It's dicey, but I want both of the coaches gone. I want Napier gone and I want Gus gone. And I don't want them to trade spots. So yeah, but who knows? What I don't want to happen is there's some insider information that potentially Gus and gosh dang it, I'm blanking now. Our AD, athletic director, could both leave at the same time and go to the same school, and that is something I don't want to happen because our athletic director has shot us to the fucking moon. Terry Mohajir. He's shot us to the moon, and not just football. I mean, every sport is thriving right now. So if he leaves, that's gonna suck. When White left, Danny White's the coach. No, Danny White is the AD.
Billy White.
Yeah, no, something like that. Anyway,
Mr.
Danny White. when he left, it was bad for football, or we thought so. And then Terry came in. But Terry Mosier is every sport. I mean, baseball is doing awesome, soccer's doing awesome, all the women's sports are doing awesome. It would be terrible if he left, but there's always somebody in the wings, right? If he leaves, somebody will come in and continue the push. But that's what I'm hearing is that they could both leave as a package to like Arkansas or somewhere.
That would suck. I mean, yeah, Gus obviously wants to get back into the big boy conference. And real quick, I don't know. I don't really have too much to say about that. You hate them way more than I do. I mean, they still have a shot at the Big 12. Let's not forget that. They can still end up. Gus.
Oh no, I just don't. I don't think he's a good coach. I don't hate him. He's fine. I like his press conferences.
Yeah. They're 3-1. They still have a shot at the Big 12. I'm not too worried about it.
They don't have a shot at the Big 12.
I still think they do.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be an undefeated team going into the championship game.
There might already not be an undefeated team. Who's still undefeated?
Oh, really?
Because Utah lost. BYU's undefeated, I think. So BYU might be the undefeated team. It actually
just crazy to think about.
Because Kansas State lost, Utah lost, Arizona, I guess technically, even though they lost to Kansas State, because that was not a Big 12 game, apparently.
Oh God! Iowa State's 4-0. BYU's 5-0.
Damn, dude, I gotta get to Ames, bro. I don't have the money.
But also, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, straight. West Virginia's gonna lose it. What?
Court's uncle lives just south of Ames, and I was gonna go there for the game. But with all this wedding shit, I don't think I have the money. And then, but I told her, I was like, we just got to fly in the day of, go up there and fly back out. It's doesn't have to be that crazy. And it could just be me, right? But no, she's not for that. If we're going to see her
No,
uncle, her aunt and uncle, it's not going to be just me. But
not
uh,
really going to see him.
I know, right? Well, he would come too because he's an Iowa State alumni. And I already told him, I was like, yo, I'm going to come to the game at some point. And he was like, yo, if you come, I'll buy us both tickets and we'll get up there. I was like, all right, bet. But I don't think it's going to happen this week, or year. So it's going to be like 3 years from now. Stupid, but whatever. Okay, so no, let's talk a little bit about this Sluka guy. So the UNLV guy, he came from Podunk Shitville Junior College or some shit, and Holy Cross, and came over to I guess that's Northeast and Division One, but whatever. Actually, football they're not, I don't think. All right, anyways, and comes to UNLV, leads them to this 3-0 record by beating a couple of good teams. All right, cool, whatever, right? And then he's like, "You owe me $300,000."
100,000.
No, it was 300. So they promised him, or an assistant coach or some shit. This is all hearsay, by the way. An assistant coach, I guess, offered his dad, or told his dad that he would give him like $100,000 or something, and that like never materialized. I don't know what the hell that was about, but he apparently wants 300,000. His agent said that's what he's worth, and they didn't want to give it to him. So he packed his bags and he fucking said, "I'm redshirting, dog. Fuck this." I don't like it. I'll be on the record saying I don't like it. I hope that Hodge Williams, I think his name is Hodge Malik something. He's fucking good, by the way. The backup quarterback. I hope he leads them to an undefeated season, takes them to the playoffs, and makes a little bit of noise. That's what I hope happens. And then Sluka, he'll still transfer somewhere. I mean, DG's still getting playing time at big colleges, so he will transfer somewhere and he'll get an NIL deal. Good for him. But to quit on your team like that, which, by the way, as an aside, Xavier Townsend, I don't know if you've heard, Xavier Townsend has decided to redshirt the rest of the year as well. So for UCF, he's done. So it happens in other schools too. But I don't like that Sluka guy made a big deal out of it. I don't like that you quit on your team. I understand you're trying to make a name for yourself. I'd probably do the same thing. I know full well Seal would do the same thing if he was in that situation. But I still don't like it.
See, this is where I'm at. If he's promised money and doesn't get it and decides to redshirt, that's cool. And I mean, I did hear that he went out and hired an agent, or his family went and hired an agent. I didn't know that they went to the school and asked for 300,000. But if I'm playing good and somebody comes in my ear and says you can make more money next year, I'm saying I don't give a fuck. I'm playing football. But if I'm sitting here saying, hey, where's my money? And apparently he ended up getting like 13,000 or something.
So the 100,000 he did not get, but the head coach is saying the head coach knew shit about it. It was an assistant coach that made this promise like behind closed doors. It wasn't an actual NIL like promise. It was just an assistant coach trying to get him to the school. So the coach was like, I've never heard of this. And so they didn't get that money. But from what I heard, the agent said he should be worth about 300,000. So that's what he actually asked for.
Yeah. So from what I got out of it, he didn't get the 100K. The coach told him he wasn't getting the 100K, and he said, all right, well, I'm not going to waste. Like, I'm gonna go train and do my thing and go and get money. Like, obviously this dude doesn't think he's going to make $100,000 next year in the pros. Right. Or like he's not gonna be able to get drafted. I don't know what year he is, so he wants to save this year. Yeah, okay, so he's not going to make that much money next year in the pros. He wants to be able to make it while he can. I would be in the same shoes. But to say, hey, I'm worth 300,000, either give it to me or I'm a red shirt. No, I don't agree with that whatsoever. That's not what the NIL was set up to be for. Once the season starts, you play the games. But if you're expected a check, like if I'm thinking I'm going to eat at fucking, what was that place we went to after the game? That cool ass bar place. If I'm thinking I'm gonna be able to afford to eat there every night, instead of having to go eat at the Knights Library cafeteria place,
Right.
I'm gonna be pretty fucking pissed off. That just me personally. And then once I've realized it's not gonna happen, all right, bet I'm going to be eating at a bar next year after my football games. Then, like, you got me fucked up.
It's
I'm not gonna
tough
do it for free.
because that's what the NIL is going to do, right? Like that's just what it's going to do. Now, Xavier Townsend is redshirting for supposedly different reasons. It's because those like 3 targets he gets a game that gets sailed over his head, he's over it, and he wants to go actually play somewhere that he can actually do something.
I
No,
agree
he
with.
said that he doesn't get used properly, and he's not going to waste his senior season away. So I get that.
He's a dog, which I think is stupid. Just play and go in the pros next
Which
season and
he
fucking
is
take
our
off.
punt and kick returner, right? So we do get to see him. We get to see him do good things. But obviously, Kobe Hudson's our number one. Townsend's not getting used the way he'd like to. I get all that, but I'm with you. Like, play then. Show your fucking talent and play.
Once
Do
the
your
season
thing.
starts, play.
Yeah, but because in practice he's getting used the same way. Like, he
And
fucking
and,
knew
and
what he was
that's
gonna do.
yeah, that's not NIL. That's transfer
Yeah,
portal. That's knowing you have more
yeah.
options. Which they need to they need to set the restrictions on the transfer portal to the idea of what it was supposed to be. I liked the idea of it when they announced it. I liked what the thought of it was. That needs to be what it is. Right?
Yeah, it was
Like,
tough because back in the day, right, if a person transferred, they had to sit out an entire year before they could play. I don't think that's good either. Like, I get that, but where do you put the middle line?
yeah. But that's yeah. So if you're disgruntled, tough shit. Like I'm sorry about it. You have to finish it out. Like it is what it is. If you're not, if you weren't, like if I'm going to you as a player, hey, listen, you're going to be awesome. You might be a freshman, not play right away. You know, we got all these seniors on the team my sophomore year, da 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 da. But by junior, senior year, we got you. And you sweat, you do all your things. In junior year, you're not. Yeah, sure. Go into the transfer portal. Like, do your thing. Like after sophomore year, coach comes up to you, off season workouts, focus on this, 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 and this, and this. Well, what's going on for next year? Same shit, different season. Like, okay, fuck you. I know I have what it takes. I'm going to go try my chances somewhere else. But for these kids to just show up and say, nope, nope, redshirt,
Well,
nope.
I think Townsend expected to be the number one, and Kobe's the number one. So, but
Was he
that,
promised number one? That's where I'm like, were
well,
you
yeah, I
promised
mean,
or are
we
you being
have
a
no
baby?
clue. Yeah, if you're just
That's
not
my
as
thing. Like
good, if you're just not as good as the other guy, then suck it up and go get better at
yeah.
football, bro.
If I'm transfer portal entry person, I need receipts on that you were frauded, you were lied to, you were led on before I let you enter this. Because if you're being a baby, take your baby back ass back to that team
Well,
and
I
suck it
don't
up.
think that Xavier Townsend is a baby. From what
Or
I've seen from him. So hopefully,
or let's say they're in one of these Power Five conferences. If you want to enter the transfer portal, you can only be picked up by a American conference,
a
by a
group of 5.
Midwest.
Oh
Yeah, by
shit,
the SWAC. Like,
that'd be
if
cool.
you want to be a baby and you're in the Big 12, you're in the ACC, you have to transfer to either a FCS or a non-Power 5 school. That would stop a lot of it for at least a year.
Yeah, hold on.
That would be dope. That would be super cool. Because we don't see any of this JUCO shit anymore. These kids would rather risk not playing any more collegiate football than even just going down to JUCO for a year and showing that they're still the shit
No
and
last
wrecking
chance
havoc
you
there.
anymore.
Yeah, there's not much of it. Do you ever hear
Yeah.
anything about these JUCO
Nah,
kids
but did you
anymore?
see that Resball show that came out on Netflix?
Nope.
Remember there was like a movie documentary or something like a couple years ago where the kids on the Indian reservation were playing basketball and they were doing some shit. I don't remember what Indian reservation. Am I allowed to say Indian? Native American reservation. And they were like playing basketball and shit and trying to get into college. It was like a high school team or something. Well, I guess they made like a show about them now called Resball. I don't know if it's a fake show or a real show, but I know that documentary was pretty cool, so I'm gonna try to check it out.
Is it on
Um,
Netflix?
yeah, it's literally just called Resball.
Hmm.
I don't know what the documentary is called. If you haven't watched that, you should watch that because it's actually really good. Um, I was about to let us go, but then I remembered something. Have you seen the Sacramento State football thing?
No.
So, you know all this like realignment shit and all that, and Pac-12 is trying to rebuild and all this. Um, so Sacramento State, which is like this shitty like Big Sky team, like they're not even good. They're like last in the Big Sky. Let's see what the record is right now. I can't tell what the record is, but they're this like really bad team. They raised $35 million in the NIL and said they want to go to the Pac-12. So they're gonna try to pay the Pac-12 to put them in, and they're like this shitty ass team. But they're gonna like build
What
a
the
new
fuck?
stadium and like try to pay the Pac-12. I don't know where they got their money from. Like I guess one of their boosters might be Tech if it's Sacramento or something. But like they're really bad. They're like a FCS, just bad team. So
Holy shit. That'd be dope.
I mean they
It's
would
like
lose. They'd get
it's
their
like
asses
my
kicked.
custom dynasty type shit.
Yeah, basically. So I'm down for it, man. I hope they get there. They lost. Oh, they only lost 46-30 to Fresno State. So they're somewhere
Holy
close.
shit.
They can hang. Yeah, they
That's
don't
crazy.
deserve to be like a Pac-12. Which who knows what the Pac-12 is going to actually be. But they
Yeah,
got some
that's
pretty good
crazy.
teams. They got Gonzaga, so that's fun.
Yeah.
Um, anything
Real
else
quick,
you
shout out to Billy O. Billy O'Brien turned around Boston College. Really got them
and
playing
Tommy
really
C
good.
dog could have been our quarterback. I
Yeah,
didn't like Castellanos when he was at UCF, so.
yeah, me neither. But yeah, I like Billy O. I'm happy he's able to succeed somewhere. He did his time at Alabama. Now he's able to go out and do his thing. I'm excited for that. I'm
What
excited for the
about
old
Matt
Washington
Rule at,
coach.
at Nebraska? I like
I don't
him.
like Matt Rule. Never
Oh,
liked
really?
Matt Rule.
I like
No,
him.
no. I think he'll be good. Yeah, you got a good quarterback. But he's got to stop with those shenanigans. He's gonna end up fucking himself. But focus on ball. Stop focus on what your hair looks like and your fucking stupid thing you're trying to do like Pat Mahomes. But yeah, I'm excited for the ending of college football. 12-team playoffs gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun. I hope whoever makes it as the like group of five representative wins. I don't care who they're facing. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what team it is or who they're facing. I want the group of five team to win. It just I want it.
That'll be dope. I'm excited
Anything
for it.
else before we get out of here?
Shout out to all 50 sports and celebrity people that have died over the last 4 days.
Dude,
Rest in
oh my
peace.
gosh.
So many
Yeah,
people.
it's coming in waves, man. It's crazy how that happens, but
Yeah, it's insane.
um so real quick, because I was listening on a podcast, when you think of Dikembe Mutombo, what team is he playing for?
The Hawks?
Yeah, me too. So the podcast guy I was listening to, he's older than us, but he was like, he should have never left Denver for Atlanta, and I was like,
Yeah.
but Atlanta Mutombo is the guy I think of.
Yeah.
I guess he thinks of Denver Mutombo, and he's like, he should have never left. He should have never went to Atlanta. And then obviously Philly, they pushed the Lakers to 5 games, made it to where the Lakers didn't sweep the entire playoffs. So that was in his old age. I remember that. But yeah, Atlanta's what I think about when I think of Dikembe as well.
Yeah.
It's just weird that he thought of Denver. I don't know shit about Denver
Me
Mutombo. I
neither.
didn't even know he was on Denver. So, and
Yeah, I
then of
know he
course
plays for
Pete
Denver.
Rose should be in the Hall. I'll always say that.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't think I'll ever forget the fact that Johnny Bench was in my restaurant when that shit went down.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Shit's crazy.
Yeah, so shout out to all those guys. Um, death is part of life. Both of them lived long, good lives. So
58.
I know. It's still younger than you'd like to be, obviously, right? But like
Yeah.
they didn't die like super young.
I mean, yeah, I always say if I can get 60, I'll be happy. So
I mean, you got to be healthy. He was not.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But yeah, so that's fun. Hopefully, we'll be back longer than like 2 months or whatever the fuck time it was. YouTube did say a month ago, so it was not quite 2 months. But they do their months really weird. It could have been any
It was
30-day
definitely in
window.
August. Yeah.
It could be any 30-day window between 1 month and 2 month, but it said 1 month. But yeah, we'll be back when we can. And as always, be a stud, not a scrub.